Oh, okay.
So there's like the two mics set up, but I forgot to put the cable in. So. All right, is that going?
Yep, we're going. We are live.
I think it'll be good enough. We're close enough to a tie.
Let's fire it up. Are we on? We're good.
We are live.
I wonder if people can hear us from back here.
That's a good question.
I know
Here.
that you don't do a preamble. Like we like a little preamble.
Not really.
You know, we need to hear what you did last night.
I'm not the color guy, man. I don't. We played pool and I beat him like what 3 games to 1.
Okay,
that was
cool.
the
That's
flavor of the evening last night.
Yeah, that one game I did really good.
Yeah. It's because I scratched on the 8 ball. That's all the only reason why you won. He needs to go back to geometry class.
Yeah, well, not many kids are as good at pool as in the old days.
That's true.
Pool tables aren't as popular as they once were. We become laundry
On
folding
a
tables in
rematch.
a lot of places. Well, we're gonna get going here, everybody. Good
On a
morning.
rematch.
Doug, I'll let you take it from here. Who's coming up? Looks like Haley's line.
We are set to get started here in Bedford, Massachusetts, Edge Arena. East Coast Wizards Showcase. Starting lineup for Team Colorado, number 11, Haley Walsh at center. Number 6, Corinne Mainwaring on the right side. Number 21, Maya Chotfix Chase on the left. Number 2, Emily Visa, right defense. And number 18, left defense, Reagan Reekin, rounding out the lineup for Team Colorado. Between the pipes, Sophia the Showstopper Samora. Polar Bears taking possession off the opening faceoff. Already deep in the TC zone, back to the right point. Oh, missed opportunity there to hold the line. Polar Bears in regrouping deep back in their own zone. Mainwaring in pursuit on the forecheck. Center onto the near side board. Chopix Chase there to trap it up along with Mainwaring. Polar Bears will get it chipped out to center. Reekin stops it short, gets it over to Walsh. Right back up to Chopix Chase, picked off there by the Polar Bears defense. Now moving back through center into the TC zone on the left side. Looking for the shot in on Samora. She'll stick that one aside. Scooped up by Kelly off the bench. Now Visa takes possession, working through center on the left side into the Polar Bears zone. Sneaks it past Polar Bears defender. Now pinched off in the far side corner. Polar Bears pick up possession back behind their own net. Trying to make their way out through their zone. Connecting a pass out at center. That'll be chipped into the TC zone. Riedlinger for Team Colorado. Picks that up on the far side corner. Sends it up the strong side board. Pressure there from Sherman. Trying to get that puck freed from the Polar Bears defense. Shot off the mark. Wide right. Riedlinger sends that up to Sherman. Chipped up to Kelly. Met there by a Polar Bears attacker. Polar Bears hold the line. Sherman able to get that chipped out to center this time. Picked off there by Wiedenmeyer. Deflected into the Polar Bears zone. They're turn that right back towards the TC end. Icing will be the call. 13-18 left to go here in the first period. We'll have a face-off back deep in the Polar Bears zone to the left of their puck stopper. Masiello, Brennick, and Deckers now for Team Colorado, with Riedlinger and Pugh on the back end. Face-off one back to Pugh. Shot deflected left, high over the net. Over on the far side board, trapped up now. Down low to Deckers. Deckers are working it back behind the Polar Bears net. Centering pass. Had Masiello, couldn't quite keep a handle on that. Now back up top. Riedlinger trying to fire one in towards the net. TC will get that down low. Polar Bears scoop it up in the near side corner. They're working their way back out through center. Off the board, down the length of the ice. On the wrong side of the red line, icing will be the call once more.
We might get a look at our fourth line now coming out pretty soon here, Doug. We got new players today.
We do. We have guest player of Kinsey Robinson coming up from the 14s, number 22. She'll be centering Sangchung Pupin and Choi. Egan and Huang on the back end, on the blue line. Polar Bears with possession off that face-off on the icing call. They'll connect the pass out at center, working back into the TC zone here on the near side. They'll dump it down into the TC zone. Scooped up by Belina Huang. Moving it up the far side board, trapped there on the side by the Polar Bears. Back down in the near side corner now, Egan will send it across to Huang back on the far side. Now up to Choi. Choi pass across to Sangchung Pupin. Looking for Robinson, couldn't quite connect through center. Polar Bears will get that cleared back out to center ice. Egan now in a foot race here on the near side. Has it trapped up on the boards. Polar Bears free it. Shot sent high over the net, over the shoulder of Samora. Now Mainwaring scoops up the loose puck inside the TC zone. Pass up to Chotvik's Chase inside the Polar Bears zone. Chotvik's Chase blows a tire on the near side board, but still keeps the battle alive. Polar Bears will take possession. They'll send it around to the far side. Battle forward over the far side board. Rieken finds Mainwaring. Mainwaring from the left side, shot fired. A save made by the Polar Bears goaltender. The Bears now moving out of their zone, out to center. On the right side, they'll dump it down deep into the TC zone. Visa lets that go to Mainwaring in the corner. Mainwaring now looking for the long pass, picked off there by the Bears. From the left side, Polar Bears working it back behind the TC net. Now looking for the pass out to center ice, just off the mark, but kept alive by the Polar Bears defender. Chotvik's Chase intercepts the cross ice pass. TC working on a change. Polar Bears with some room back into the TC zone from the left side. They'll peel back towards the top of the circle. Now broken up there by Rieken. Good stick there by Reagan Rieken inside the TC zone. Polar Bears forced to regroup back inside their own zone. Now Polar Bears pick it back up, trying to work back into the TC zone. Taken there by Lena Kelly for Team Colorado. Couldn't quite get the pass fed through the legs of the Polar Bears player. Now Visa scoops up the loose puck, runs into some trouble at the TC line, still maintains possession. Visa backhand pass up to Sherman. Gets some help from Kelly, looking for Wiedenmeyer into the Polar Bears zone. Now Wiedenmeyer battling forward here on the near side. Out of the corner, chipped up the sideboards past Visa. Now scooped up by Masiello. She'll turn it right back into the Polar Bears zone here on the near side. Pinched off on the boards, gets it down low. Polar Bears scoop that up out of the near side corner. Fed across to the right side. Immediately runs into trouble from Brennick. Visa will take that loose puck inside the TC zone. Tries to feed one up to Deckers. Gets some help from Masiello. Across to Riedlinger. Off the boards looking for Brennick. Brennick will chip that down into the Polar Bears zone. Deckers in pursuit on the forecheck. Back behind the Polar Bears net. Pass fed up the near side board. Gets it past Riedlinger. Now Masiello turns that right back towards center ice. Polar Bears back into the TC zone. Offside the call. 9:33 left to go here in the first period. We are still scoreless.
Yeah, what I'm noticing right now is very quick forecheck. The Polar Bears are right on you. They're not giving you much time and space.
Very good movement, yes. Face-off win by the Polar Bears. Just inside the TC zone here on the near side. Pugh leaves it for Masiello in the corner. Masiello will turn that back up the strong side to Brennick. Brennick looking for Deckers. Pass deflected by the Bears, and they'll send it back in offside.
I think everyone waking up now. We've gone through a full cycle of shifts now, so we're in it.
Legs are starting to move. We're getting some good feet moving. Sangchong, Pupin, Robinson, and Choi back out for Team Colorado. Egan and Huang on the back end. Another icing call here against the Polar Bears will bring this back 200 feet into their zone.
There's an opportunity for an offensive zone faceoff. If we can win this, might get some traffic in front here.
Puck drop will be to the right to the Polar Bears goaltender. Robinson settling in for the draw. Polar Bears will pick up the face-off win. Out of the far side corner, move across to the near side. Picked off there by Robinson, scooping that towards Choi. Couldn't quite connect. Polar Bears pick that off. Now they're on the move back into the TC zone. That should have been an offside call there, but we'll play on. TC stays out of trouble. Now Sangchong Pupin will dump it down deep into the Connecticut zone. Robinson in pursuit on the forecheck. Gets some help from Choi. Choi stolen there out of the far side corner. Polar Bears pick up possession. Back out to center. They'll connect the pass and chip it into the TC zone. They'll go for the change, giving Huang some room. Now, pass across, picked off there by the Bears right at the TC blue line. They'll chip it back into the TC zone. Huang will scoop it up out of the far side corner. Sent across to Egan. Now up to Sangchong Pupin, gets a stick on it, deflects it out to center. Floats down into the Polar Bear zone. TC now a chance for fresh legs. Chotvik's chase, monitoring the pass attempt from the Bears. Off the mark, down the length of the ice. This will come in right on Samora, and she'll trap it up and hold on for the whistle.
So far, shots are now with that 2-1 for the Polar Bears.
Lots of action, lots of action.
Not a lot going at the net yet as the teams feel each other out.
Face off to the left of Samora. Walsh with the draw 14. Colorado won by the Bears. Back to their point now. Quick shot in on net, wide left. Rieken slides that around to the near side board for Mainwaring. She'll send it back behind the net to Rieken. Up to Chotvik's chase over on the far side. With pressure, Chotvik's chase will take it back behind the TC net. Quick pass up to Mainwaring. On the near side board, now cross to Walsh. Walsh now has some room, moves it out to center, sends it back across to the near side for Mainwaring, just inside the Polar Bear zone. They'll send it back out to center. Visa scoops it up for Team Colorado, sent across to Walsh. Up to Chotvik's chase, couldn't quite get a stick on that. Polar Bears sending that back towards the TC zone. Walsh sending it towards the Polar Bears bench, and too many players on the ice there. Completely missed by both referees. Polar Bears back into the TC zone. Should have been the first power play opportunity there for Team Colorado. We play on. Bears now with possession inside the TC zone, trying to work her way to the center. Now, delayed penalty call against the Polar Bears.
Yikes, Lena's got to be careful there. She could have got 2 for the dive, unless
Little-
they went around the neck. I don't know how that...
Little salesmanship on that one. Nonetheless, Polar Bears get the game's first penalty. That'll send TC to the power play with 6:53 left to go here in the first period.
Well, her dad's a salesman, so maybe that's where it comes from.
There we go. I like it. Looks like we got 90-second penalties here in this showcase.
Actually, it's legit. It was legit.
It was a legit hook. I don't know what I mean.
It went in between her knees, and that's why she kind of flailed.
Got it back.
Face off deep in the Bears zone, picked up by Pugh. Now sent across to Chotvik's chasing the near side. Back up top for Visa. Back to Chotvik's Chase on the right side, looking for a shooting lane across to Pugh. Now Pugh's got some room. Back to Chotvik's Chase. Nice pass, but couldn't quite get enough on the one-timer. Basically chipped that wedge shot right into the goaltender's glove and held for the whistle.
I think she healed it a bit there, but that was beautiful puck movement, so good to see that.
Excellent movement here early in this power play for Team Colorado. Kelly back with the draw for Team Colorado. On the near side board, Bears get that chip out to center. Visa stops it short. She'll get that right back into the Connecticut zone from the near side. Mauled by two Bears players. Chotvik's Chase trying to keep that alive inside the Bears zone. Polar Bears player powering that back towards the TC zone. And now they'll send it down deep on the kill. They'll go for the change. Scooped up inside the TC zone by Pugh. Pugh's got some room back behind the net. Has to drop it to Visa. Immediate pressure from the Bears as soon as she came out from behind the net. Now Visa working through center. Back into the Bears zone here on the right side. Drop for Chotvik's Chase. Across to Walsh. Walsh from the high slot fires a shot in on net. Save made and held for the whistle.
We got a lucky one there. That was offside. But still got the puck on net. Our goalie had some trouble with it, so get in there for some rebound. I like the physicality here. CC was pushing people around. I love it.
25 seconds remaining on the power play for Team Colorado. Kelly with, or no, sorry. Yeah, that's Kelly with the draw there. Back to Visa on the face-off win. Across now for Pugh. Pugh shot blocked by the Polar Bears, and it'll bounce back out to center ice and deflected down into the TC zone. Just 10 seconds remaining in the power play for Team Colorado. Long pass up to Kelly. Off the mark. Bears take advantage of the pressure. Connecticut back to full strength. Right in on net. Deflected just wide. Now Walsh scoops it up in the far side corner. Stolen there by the Bears. Passing across on the blue line. Now shot from afar. Save made by Samora. Taken by Walsh. Pass picked off there by the Bears inside the TC zone. Turns and fires. Blocker save made by Samora. Polar Bears really turning it on, taking advantage of the momentum on the penalty kill. Shot now from the slot. Save made by Samora. Now picked up by Masiello. Out of the far side corner. Masiello's got to back it up behind the net. Trouble there with the pressure from the Bears. Now Chotvik's Chase trying to chip that out of the zone, kept alive by the Bears over on that far side board. Now Visa. Finally picked off by Deckers. Polar Bears defense was on the change. Deckers saw that, took advantage of the pass across. Quick shot in on the Bears goaltender and turned aside to the far corner. Brennick now digging in the corner along with Deckers. Puck squirts loose back behind the Bears net. They'll connect a pass here on the near side, working out to center. Chipped into the TC zone. Huang and the Bears player battling for the puck in the near side corner. Gets some help from Masiello. Center now. Deflected there by Deckers. Now Brennick through center. She'll chip it into the Bears zone. From the right side, Brennick throws one towards the net. TC was on the change. Nobody there out front for the ladies in blue. Now Choi trying to pressure back behind the Bears net. The Bears breaking out here on the near side through center. Back into the TC zone. Stopped short there on the sideboard by Egan. Bears will scoop up the loose puck in the corner. Centering pass deflected just wide for the Polar Bears. Now at the right side point, shot from afar, turned aside by Samora. Loose puck scooped up there by Egan, couldn't quite get that out. Sangchung Pupin trying to tie up the Bears player. Shot did get off. Samora did get a piece of that. Now over on the sideboard, picked up by Belina Huang. Trying to make some room. She'll step over the red line, dumps it down deep into the Bears zone. Sangchung Pupin.
Good smart play by Belina to get that deep and get a change. They were in trouble.
Absolutely. Bears now sending pressure right back into the TC zone. Deflected down deep into the Team Colorado end. Pugh's got to back it up back behind Samora for Riedlinger. Riedlinger will drop it once more for Walsh back behind Samora. Walsh runs into trouble right away over on that far side. Tied up in the corner. The old forearm shiver.
Yeah. I would not want to go in the corner with her. I don't think she's very pleasant.
Not really. Walsh feeds it up to Mainwaring on the right side. She'll send it down deep into the Polar Bears zone, in on net, turned aside. Chopic's chase. They're looking for that rebound. Now tied up in the far side corner. Mainwaring digs it free, traps it up again once more. Now Kelly with it over the far side. Couldn't quite keep a handle on that. Bears will take advantage. Now they're out 2-on-2 back into the TC zone. Good read there by Pugh. Forces it to the outside. Excellent play there by Selena Pugh from the right. Shot in on net. The Polar Bears player all alone out front. Got the deflection, but save made by Samora. And now, just to relieve the pressure, TC sends that 200 feet, and we'll have a face-off for an icing call with 1:40 left in the first period.
Yeah, that was probably a good use of an icing right there. After that, they were a little scrambly and got out of position in their own zone. So, smart heads-up play there again. I think everyone's got their thinking caps on this morning.
Face-off to the right of Samora, deep in the TC zone. Kelly with the draw for Team Colorado. She'll send that back to the near side corner. Visa battling for it. Now Kelly will scoop it up, sends it across to Rican. Hops over the stick. Now Sherman has it trapped up over in the far side board. Bears free that. They'll send it back towards the net. Knocked down by what I would call a high stick. Play on. Now looking for Sherman out at center ice. Off the mark, but down back into the Polar Bears zone. The Bears, they'll send it back behind their net once more. Now over to the near side. Trapped up on that near side board,
1
Masiello
minute to go in the first.
and Wiedenmeyer trying to keep that alive inside the Bears zone. Freed out to center, now into the TC end. Polar Bears still with possession, centering pass, shot in on net, save made by Samora. Sophia Samora sharp on the play. Doesn't let that Polar Bears player all alone out front take advantage of a nice pass. Now battling back behind the TC net. Visa scoops it over to the near side. Rican chips one out to the middle, finds Visa. So now the center Deckers chips it into the Polar Bears zone. Polar Bears will take it back behind their net with less than 20 seconds left to go on the clock here in the first period. Pass deflected by Brennick. Back into the TC zone. Egan trying to chip it around back behind the net. And now Masiello gets it freed, sends one up looking for Brennick. And that'll do it for the first period. Polar Bears turning it on late with a lot of pressure after killing that penalty. TC struggling to answer.
I would call, I got real shots of like 8-5 for the Polar Bears, but I would say the shot attempts are more like 11-6. There's a few blocks and misses in there, but I didn't feel like either side carried the play. I think some of the better opportunities were for TC on the power play, 2 good shots on that, and then the Polar Bears with a flurry right after, and then just now, that was a huge opportunity and a big fat save. So
big save by Samora for sure.
Sophia is now awake for sure.
Violin with those new skates she's got.
Yeah, she picked up some new skates yesterday, which is obviously tricky, but I think they spent quite a bit of time at making sure they felt good.
I got a call and a message yesterday morning. I think it was about maybe 10 o'clock Eastern time, but right before they were about to jump on their flight. Hey, could you pick up some skates in Boston for Sophia? And I'm like, why?
I think all of us have gone through that. There's been a few forgotten skates over the years.
Absolutely.
So I've gone to the skate shop on behalf of a few different pairs who will remain unnamed, so Chris don't remind them about those events. It doesn't handle it well. We're not naming any names. Well, all you got to do is once, and then you'll have to forget your skate dreams for the rest of your life.
That's what I told Selena. I was like, if that happened to you, you might not be playing this weekend.
Hard lessons you only learn once, right?
Yeah.
It's one thing if the airline loses.
Yeah, right. You can blame the airline. That's true.
We are set for the start of the second period. We're going to start with Walsh, Chotfix, Chase, and Mainwaring. Huang and Egan on the back end, and Samora set between the pipes with those shiny new skates. TC with the face-off win. Huang feeds it up to Mainwaring. She'll chip it down into the Polar Bears zone.
Yeah,
from the near side
can hear
corner.
Chris yelling on it, get that as a good dump in. Just got a little faster in on them. And
Got to find that
these guys are
spark.
breaking it out fast. But
Polar Bears right back to work towards the TC zone. Picked off there by Egan. She'll chip that back out to center into the Bears zone. Comes in on net. Bears have to turn that aside. Now it's long pass connecting out through center. Back into the TC zone. Good stick there by Egan. Good read. Flex that one pass. Bears regrouping back towards their blue line. They'll chip it back into the TC zone. Offside is the call.
Switch things up. It looks like it's Lena's line. Finley and B. The unit. We got 4 units. That's the nice thing about bringing up someone from the farm team. We got 4 lines.
No more rotating centers.
Yeah, a little more chemistry. I think that's what the coaches are looking for.
I guess he gave up. My cameraman quit on me. He's on strike, I guess.
We weren't paying him enough.
Yeah. I guess a
Tell
Dunkin'
him we'll
Donuts
pay,
sandwich.
We'll pay him double that we pay the other guys.
Polar Bears with possession back inside their own zone. They'll feed it over to the near side. Looking to connect the pass up on the near side board. All through center. Back into the TCN. Picked off there by Wiedmeyer. Good stick there by Wiedmeyer.
All 3 forwards came back hard there, and that helps a lot.
No stragglers for TC on that back check for sure. Now pass fed up to Wiedmeyer. She'll chip it past the Polar Bears defender. Right in front of the TC bench. B with plenty of pressure there in front of the TC bench, but couldn't quite keep the line. Offside, the call.
Good from our view. B pushing her people around. You can see the hockey sense she has, that she picked that bouncing puck through traffic, in her feet, over the blue line, and it's funny how she definitely has a sense of that goal scorer's touch.
Masiello, Deckers, and Brennick get the call now. 14 Colorado. Polar Bears pushing back towards the TC zone. Stopped there by Riedlinger at the TC blue line. Chip back into the Bears zone. They'll send it back out to center where Pugh stops it short in front of the timekeeper's box. Back and forth between the 2 zones. Now Deckers will send that back in just offside as Brennick was trying to get back to her feet. Couldn't quite get it quick enough.
Bringing it all the way back on the dump in from center. 13-15, still 0-0.
Masiello with the draw. 14 Colorado wins that back to Pugh. Pugh now pushing into the Bears zone.
Ooh, ran into a wall there. Number 17 for the Polar Bears.
Gets it deep, now back behind the Bears net. Deckers working with Masiello trying to free that one. Masiello pinches out the pressure back behind the net. Bears get it up the far side board. Now Cross looking for that pass, couldn't quite connect. And icing will be the call with 12:45 left to go here in the second period.
Definitely feeling that there's more contact than your average game. Maybe these 2 teams are starting to not like each other already.
I'm impressed. We got 15 viewers this morning.
That's early. Well, some of them may be in Dubai or in the Philippines. We got international audience here.
Face off one by TC back to Visa. Looking for the quick shot. Couldn't quite get that through traffic. Now tied up in front of the TC bench. Bears will take possession. Working it back out to the center ice. Picked off there by Robinson. She'll chip it back towards the Bears zone. Sang-Chong Klupin trying to tie that up in front of the timekeeper's box. Couldn't quite get that. Robinson able to stop that advance into the TC zone. Sends it down the length of the ice. Not enough steam for an icing call. Now Sang-Chong Klupin scoops it up. Looking for the pass to Robinson. Couldn't quite connect it. Now Bears take advantage of that bouncing puck through center back into the TC zone from the left side. Shot fired in on Samora. And a save made and held for the whistle.
Definitely a fast streaking team, both sides, moving the puck well through the neutral zone. Just a lot of traffic is across the blue line.
Face off to the right of Samora. Walsh will take the draw for Team Colorado. Chofich, Chase, and Mainwaring on the wings. Visa and Rican on the back end. Chofich, Chase now trying to send that across. Picked off there by the Bears. Rican stops that short over on the far side. Chips it out through center, down the length of the ice, and we'll have another icing call, bringing the faceoff back into the TC zone.
We've been doing well on the faceoffs. I haven't pulled it up, but I'm guessing we're at least 2/3 to 70%. Both Walsh and Kelly both winning a lot. Lila won a couple.
Agreed. That's where it starts. Walsh now with this draw for Team Colorado, ties it up. Bears trying to take possessions. Visas picks that pocket of the Bears player. Now while Walsh trips it up the far side boards to Chopfix Chase, trying to move that out of the zone, kept alive there by the Bears defense. They'll take it back behind the TC net, looking for the pass out to center, taken there by Walsh. Chopfix Chase couldn't quite get there in time on that loose puck. Bears now from the right side, they'll send a shot in on net.
I think that was gonna miss, but you got a glove on it.
Visa for TC, cross to Chopfix Chase.
On your horse, get there.
Trying to move that back into the Bears zone now, get some help from Walsh. Couldn't quite corral that loose puck strong enough, sent it down deep into the Bears zone. Now back behind the net, TC with a chance for a change, get some fresh legs out there. Bears with some room, they'll connect the pass out at center. Picked off there by Kelly. Good read there by Kelly. Sherman now trying to get that back into the Polar Bears zone. Now the Bears back to Visa inside the TC zone. Pass picked off there, was looking for Kelly. Now Visa gets it back inside the TC zone. Rieken moves it up the near side to Sherman. Sherman trying to chip that past the Polar Bears defender, couldn't quite get that out. Now Rieken picks up the loose puck. Good pass there by Sherman, good read. Sherman sends one into the Polar Bears zone. Kelly gets there first, take it into the corner. Now Wiedmeyer working the far side board, couldn't quite get possession of that. Now the Bears miss pass opportunity out at center. They'll let that float into the TC zone, and it'll be ruled icing on the wrong side of the red line. We'll come 200 feet back into the Bears zone with 10:06 left to go here in the second period. We are still scoreless. Feels like just a matter of time before somebody finds the back of the net.
Yeah, loving the puck movement here. The girls are finding each other, so there's definitely some awakeness.
Masiello, Deckers, and Brennick up front for Team Colorado. Huang and Egan on the blue line. Bears with the breakout out to center. Coming towards the near side. Good pressure there from Deckers. Now Masiello looking for that loose puck. Still kept by the Bears. Back into the TC zone. From the left side, shot deflected wide. Scooped up by Wong. Stolen there right at the side of the net. Couldn't quite get a handle on it for the Bears. Now shots in towards the net. Deflected just wide. Egan drops it for Huang. Moves it up to Deckers. Deckers pass deflected by a Bears player back into the Connecticut zone. Bears goaltender mishandles that puck a bit. We'll take any chance we can get. Now the Bears back to the center, shot deflected wide by Huang.
Nice job for Belina to stand up in the blue line, force that long pass.
Yeah, right in on net.
Oh!
Centering pass was deflected off the paddle of Samora's stick right onto a Bears player's stick, and a shot sent in, but Samora still sharp on the play, makes the save and holds for the whistle.
That could be how this game ends. It's just a bad, funny bounce. The two teams are playing very even right now. The Polar Bears is one of the top 10 teams in the nation. I believe the rankings, and our girls are hanging with them.
Face off to the right is Samora. Robinson with a draw. Bears will take possession on that face-off one. Shot sent from the right side point, turned aside there by Samora. Now back at the right side point, once more shot. Again, blocker saved this time by Samora. Bears with possession back at the left side blue line. Pass sent across over to the near side. TC scrambling a bit in their own zone. Shots in on Samora, another save made. TC unable to clear the zone. Bears taking advantage. Several shots now thrown towards the net. Another one just hits the outside of the net. Pugh scoops up the loose puck for Team Colorado, and she'll send it down. And icing will be the call.
They were hemmed in and not able to handle. That was a mismatch in lines there. That was the top line for the Polar Bear side, working us. We're lucky we dodged a bullet there.
Nothing wrong with pressure relief for sure. Walsh, Chopfix, Chase, and Mainwaring now up front for Team Colorado. Riedlinger. And Pugh on the back end. Walsh trying to tie it up on the dot. Mainwaring taking it into the far side boards. Looking for possession. Pugh scoops it up for Team Colorado. She'll move it back to Walsh in the corner. Hook up to Mainwaring.
Holy moly, that was a good one. Haley just took one to the team. That was well after the puck had been dispensed. Right in the numbers.
Bears with possession in the far side corner, trying to move it back up to their point. Now sent across to the middle, looking for the shooting lane, fires one, and a glove save made by Samora.
Confident looking save. That was almost a Patrick Waugh flare
take
there.
that, thank you.
That's what we like to see. Those may be the lucky skates now.
Yeah, I didn't know those new skates came with a dose of confidence as well, too.
We've
Face
been
off.
hemmed in our own zone for a bit here, folks. We got to get this puck out of our end.
We're going to leave it to Kelly, Wiedenmeyer, and Sherman. Now for Team Colorado. Face off to the right of Samora, won by the Bears. Sherman right away on the pressure, couldn't quite get that picked off. Shot sent to the outside. Now from the left side, Bears player gets a shooting lane, peeling back out of the corner. Now once more, Bears looking for another shot here from the right side. TC still finds some trouble. Now Sherman
There you go on your
able
horse,
to
take
free
it.
it through center. Back into the Bear zone we go.
Ooh.
Got up in the corner. Sherman takes their
getting
player
hurt.
down deep into the boards. This game is getting physical.
There you go.
Now fed back to Visa from the right side. Shot couldn't quite get that through traffic. Good pass though. Bears now back to work in the TC zone. They'll send it down deep.
Halfway through the game, just over 7 to go.
Rican now scoops one up to Deckers. Deckers will just chip that out to center. Bears trying to get that dump down deep. Offside is the call, and a bad change at the Bears bench.
Looks like we're bringing out, I see Piper come with Lila. Deckers.
Masiello, Deckers, and Brennick for Team Colorado. Face-off won by TC back to Rican. Chipped out to center. Bears will send that across on the regroup. Quick up pass back into the TC zone. Rican meets it there in the far side corner. Sent back for Visa behind Samora. Now up to Deckers over in the corner. Trapped up there by Polar Bear pressure. Visa now with the puck. Short pass up to Deckers. Moved up to Masiello. She'll chip it past the Polar Bears defender into the Connecticut zone. Masiello couldn't quite get a possession back of that loose puck. Rican almost traps that inside the Bears zone. Now, good back check by Deckers, not allowing a 2-on-1 opportunity. Shot deflected there off of Samora's stick. Some more rough play over there on the side board.
Throwing it around out there. That'll keep everyone's heads up.
Play the refs, not the game, right?
Yeah.
Now back behind the TC net. Visa rubbed off on the boards, gets some help from Rican. Bears with possession, trying to peel out towards the center, but good stick there from TC. Doesn't allow a shot. Now from the point, that shot sent wide left from the right side board. Another one, shot fired towards the net, wide left. Polar Bears scoop up possession over that far side board, getting another shot opportunity, bouncing loose puck out front. Still loose, couple shots chipped towards the net. Now finally, Rican finds that loose puck, but unable to clear. Polar Bears will maintain the zone. Masiello sends one over to the right side for Brennick. Brennick chips a short pass, but picked up there by the Polar Bears. Rican now for Team Colorado. Sends one up the near side board for Deckers. Deckers has to back it up to Visa. Visa now immediate pressure from the Bears in the corner. They'll take back possession. Short pass up the side board. They're deflected by Deckers. And the Bears once again maintain the TC zone. Team Colorado definitely running into some trouble here in the second period. Getting trapped up in their own zone. Sent down the length of the ice. Sangchong Pupin in pursuit on the forecheck. Probably can't keep that trapped in the Bears zone. Visa now long pass up to Sangchong Pupin. Has some room moving into the Polar Bears zone. She'll chip it down deep. Now TC's turn on the forecheck. Another rough
Rose is dropping people.
play down in the Polar Bears zone. Bears gonna get pass from the left side, working towards the net, in on net, save made by Samora. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Well, the shots
That
are
did
now
beat
at-
Samora.
That was close. It's now, the shots are 19-8 by my count. And it's extended time in our defensive end. So a little bit of separation now in terms of the opportunities.
Polar Bears break the seal on the 0-0 tie we had through a good majority of the second period. 4:06 left on the clock. Polar Bears take the 1-0 lead. Walsh, Chopix, Chase, and Mainwaring now for Team Colorado. Bears will take possession of the faceoff out at center. Working back into the TC zone. Riedlinger up the far side to Mainwaring. Trying to chip that pass, and Polar Bears defense kept alive now from the slot shot, the block there by traffic out front. Now Walsh looking for it in the corner, gets some help from Riedlinger. Sent around to the near side board. Taken there by the Polar Bears. Their defender coming down off the blue line. Now, good play there by Chopix. Chase breaks up that advance. At least chip back out to center. The Polar Bears out at center ice now. Trying to work back into the TC zone on the far side there. Good read by Lexi. Riedlinger breaks that up, gets it to Walsh. Walsh across to Chopix Chase, working back into the Bears zone. Chopix Chase gets through one, has it. Backhand shot and a save made by the Polar Bears goaltender. What a play there by Maya Chopix Chase. Now Walsh fires one in on net. Another save made by the Bears goaltender. Mainwaring taken down in the corner by the Polar Bears. Kept alive though at the line by Riedlinger. Back to Mainwaring. Up top now for Sherman. Across to Pugh. Pugh fires one and deflected on one.
Oh, it's in! No, it's not in!
Hit the post.
I can't believe it. I think she said she had it. Oh my gosh. That was a heck of a play.
Yes, it
And
was.
Great.
Wow.
I can't believe it didn't go in.
I know.
I thought it was behind the goalie there.
Saw it, one deflection hit the post, and I thought they scooped up that rebound and put it in, but I guess not. Face off to the right of the Polar Bears goaltender, taken by the Bears. Now working it back behind their net. They'll send it up the near side board. Huang trying to keep that trapped up there at the blue line. Wiedmeyer couldn't quite find that bouncing puck. Huang sends it back down deep. Wiedmeyer digging for it out of the corner. Gets some help from Kelly. Kelly absolutely pushed down. Now Wiedmeyer steps in and responds.
Go, but not now. Oh, B's just
Couldn't
pointing
quite
to
get
like,
away
hey,
with that
you gotta
one.
call it both ways, ref, because I think she felt that Lena took one for the team.
Second one always gets it, right? Wiedmeyer's going to get the gate. And that'll put the Polar Bears on the power play late in the second period. Faceoff will come back down into the TC zone.
That's the difference, right? Like, no play on the clock at all.
He just took a pound of flesh there. Miley's gonna try to save us.
Maciel is set for the faceoff for Team Colorado to the left of Samora. Tied up now. Bears will take possession. Back up top at their point, over to the left side. Exchanging a couple passes D to D. Maciel gets caught on that one. Shot hits traffic out front. Now kept alive at the blue line for the Bears. Polar Bears with possession in the near side corner, trying to peel back towards the front of the net. They're taken by Maciello and cleared back into the Bears zone.
1 minute to go in the penalty now.
Bears with possession back behind their own net. They'll get set up for their breakout. Out to center. Back into the TC zone, scooped up by Meredith Egan. She'll send it around to the far side. Right back out to center for Team Colorado.
Nice pressure.
Bears now working back into the TC zone. Good tie up there at the blue line. Now from the slot, trying to make her way towards the net. Egan stuck with it, did not allow that to work its way free. 20 seconds remaining in the power play for the Polar Bears. Nice move there. Quick shot. Samora makes a save, but it's tucked in on the rebound. Power play goal for the Polar Bears.
I mean, she made the first save, but that was a pretty nice dingle-dangle by the Polar Bear player.
That was. 1 minute exactly on the clock. Bears take a 2-0 lead here in the second period on that power play marker.
Yeah, I think the message there is don't take penalties against this team. They've
Yeah.
got some people who can angle it around against you.
They can
Not
move the puck.
Not a big team, but they've got some.
Walsh, Chopsticks, Chase, and Mainwaring back out for Team Colorado. Sent back towards the TC zone. Here on the near side. Now Visa chips one up to Chopsticks, Chase. Bouncing puck now picked up by Mainwaring out at center. Working back into the Bears zone. Puts one in on net. Save made by the Polar Bears and held for the whistle.
Well, let's see if we can get an offensive zone face-off win here. Get a good shot.
Walsh will take the draw for Team Colorado to the right of the Polar Bears goaltender.
Be nice to see Reagan pot one in right now.
I wouldn't complain.
First one in a couple of years. Here we go.
Out from the, oh, Chopsticks, Chase couldn't quite get enough stick on that for a shot. Visa now in on net. Deflected wide by Mainwaring. Chopsticks, Chase now back to Mainwaring in the corner. Taken there by the Polar Bears back behind their net. Visa picks that off over on the far side board now. Trying to work it back out front, pinched off back behind the Bears net. 15 seconds remaining here in the second period. Visa still working that puck in the corner. Get some help from Mainwaring with the Bears. Move it a little further up the sideboard now. Mainwaring trying to peel out towards the middle. And that'll do it.
Well, it's 2-0. And the shots are 21-12. The majority of the opportunities going to the Polar Bears in the second period. That was not a great period for us. Spent most of it in our own zone. So
Can't get too many opportunities when we're working in our own zone.
And both goals were missed body players, head down, and missed checks.
yeah, they were kind of in tight, messy goals right in front in the blue paint. So we got to clear them out a bit. Keep your head up.
Well, this is good. Our girls need to match the physicality.
Yeah.
So this weekend will be a good weekend for them to step it up a little bit. Obviously, they're trying to keep it clean, but they're not going to call
Yeah.
They're going to let them play.
puck.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that we are a bigger team. I think that we could be a little more aggressive in front of our own net and around and intimidate people a little bit. We don't see that as much in the girls' game at this level, but I'll tell you what, in college, they beat the stink out of each other. So it's coming for the girls to continue to play. Yeah, you won't have too many people tucking it in from the blue paint if you're properly clearing them out of it.
So it's my favorite part of the game. Don't come in front of my net.
Yeah, I have a lot of broken bones from guys like you. I think.
I like to think I caused a lot of back injuries, put some chiropractors in business.
Yeah. Somehow still have my teeth.
15 minutes on the clock. We are ready for the start of the third period. Kelly, Wiedenmeyer, Sherman get the nod to start the third final frame of this game with Pugh and Riedlinger back on the blue line. Samora set between the pipes to our left. TC right, trying to get to work right away in the Polar Bears zone. They'll turn that back towards the TCN. Pugh puts a nice shoulder into the advancing Bears player. That's the kind of action we're talking about. Now from the left side. Pugh picks up that dump-in attempt. Out to center, goes across to Sherman. Inside the Bears zone. Sherman will dump that deep. Kelly traps it up, gets some help from Wiedenmeyer in the near side corner. Finds Sherman out front. Deflected towards the net, loose puck. Once out front again. And the Bears player able to rescue that from trouble. TC with a couple good chances right there in front of the Bears net. Riedlinger breaks up that advance. Now up to Sherman. She'll chip it down deep into the Bears zone. TC going for the wholesale line change. Bears with plenty of time and space back inside their own zone. Picked off there by Brennick. And now Masiello trying to keep that deep in the Bears zone. They'll get that cleared out to center. Riedlinger now battling in front of the TC bench. Get some help from Deckers. Trapped up in the feet. We got 3 TC players digging for it.
You need the scrum half to get that ball out.
Trapped up pretty good. Now finally, puck squirts loose for Deckers. Sent across off the mark. Now out of the near side corner, Egan battling for that puck. Polar Bears pick it up back behind the TC net. Riedlinger runs into some trouble back behind the net as well.
Lexi's been trapped out there for a long time.
Centering pass almost onto the stick of a Bears player. Now picked up by Brennick. Brennick up to Deckers. Deckers moving into the Bears zone. Out of the corner. Deckers back behind the Bears net. She'll send it back towards the front. Blocked there by the Bears player. Brennick was in the vicinity, just not close enough. Now sent in on net by Egan. Turned aside, now the Bears back to work through center. Into the TC zone. Egan keeps that on the outside. Up to Brennick. Short pass to Walsh. Walsh now, the freight train is on the move. Puts one in on the Bears goaltender. She's going to hold on for the whistle.
Haley's been doing a good job of throwing pucks to the net. Probably has the most shot attempts, I would guess, today.
Face off to the right of the Bears goaltender. 12:29 left to go in the third period. Bears sitting on a 2-0 lead with the 2 goals picked up in the second period. They'll take the face-off win inside their own zone, kept inside by Rieken. Bears pick that up once more. They'll shovel it backhand pass out to center. Visa will scoop up that loose puck. Turns back inside her own zone. Now trying to move it back into the Bears' end. Chotvik's chase has to back it up to Rieken. Now quick up to Mainwaring. She'll dump it into the Bears' zone. Couldn't get it past the defenseman's stick. They'll chip it back out to center ice. Sent back in offside.
Under 12 to go, 2-0 in the third here. TC's got to get something going fast.
We just need one. Face off out at center ice on that offside call. Kelly will take the draw for Team Colorado. Wiedmeyer and Sherman on the wings. Rieken takes that face-off win from Kelly. Dumps it down deep into the Bears zone. Trapped up back behind the Bears net. Kelly trying to muscle that Bears player off the puck. Now kept alive by Sherman over on that far side board. Kelly now looking for that centering pass. Blocked there by the Bears goaltender. Connecticut will send that around to the far side board. Visa traps it up over on that side board. Now chipped out to center. Sherman scoops it up for Team Colorado. Has some room. We'll work it back down into the Polar Bears zone. Wiedmeyer in pursuit on the forecheck. Polar Bears out to center. Back into the TC zone on the right side. Picked off there over on that side board. Choi working with Wiedmeyer. Now picked up by Rieken back behind the TC net. Runs into some trouble. Gets taken down on the play.
Boy,
Polar
Reagan
Bears
fell heavily on that girl. I'm glad to see her get up.
back up top.
Yikes.
Shot fired through traffic. Finds his way. Samora gets a leg on that. Now back up to the left side point for the Bears. Another shot fired towards the net. This time deflected wide. Over on the far side board. Visa traps it up in the corner. Chipped out down the length of the ice, and that'll have enough steam for an icing call with 10:24 left to go in the third period.
Looks like it's going to be Lexi and Selena in the back. And bring it out Lila's line.
Masiello, Deckers, and Brennick up front. Face off to the left of Samora deep in the TC zone. Face off taken by the Bears. They'll set it down deep in the TCN back behind Samora. Good battle for that loose puck. Pugh.
You can hear Coach Chris yelling, help, help, asking the forwards to come in. There's too much heavy pressure.
Bears with possession on the near side corner. Pass sent out front. Picked up by the Bears. Working it back down low. Sent towards the net, but taken there by Masiello. Pass blocked there by the Bears. They'll turn it right back around on the TC net. Shot fired just wide left. Masiello up to Brennick. Here on the near side. Has to back it up to Pugh. Pugh from back behind the net. Cross ice pass finds Deckers over on the left side. Deckers will chip it down into the Bears zone. She'll pick up her own dump in. Taken into the corner. Now Brennick in to help on the forecheck. Bears will pick up possession out of the corner. Working it back out to center. Dump down deep into the TC zone. Back behind Samora. Pugh in a foot race with the Bears forechecker. Get some help from Walsh. Walsh muscles that puck out to center ice. Keeps it going. Steamrolls over the Bears defender. Now Chotvik's Chase also trying to get that trapped up out in the middle. Long shot sent on Samora. Turned aside to the corner. Riedlinger. Now up to Mainwaring. Cross ice pass to Chotvik's Chase. Now foot race for it. Chotvik's Chase couldn't quite keep a handle on that loose puck. Bears will scoop it around to the near side board. Out to center, picked up by Huang. Couldn't hold it long enough. Offside, the call.
8.5 here left in the third. 2-0.
Got to find that spark. Face off just outside the Polar Bears zone. Walsh, Mainwaring, Chotvik's Chase, Egan, and Huang. 14 Colorado. Face off wing back to Huang, up to Egan. Quick pass into the Bears zone. Mainwaring now from the right side.
Need someone down there.
Stop short out of the corner. Sends it back down low for Walsh. Walsh looking for that pass out from Mainwaring with a sharp angled shot.
He's looking for that top corner and almost
Yeah.
had it.
Egan now at the TC blue line takes a Bears player into the
My God, and
TC
an elbow
bench.
for fun.
Rough stuff right in front of Coach Locks. He had his hand up, but I don't think he had a striped shirt on.
No.
Shots in on Samora, deflected over into the near side corner.
Locks is doing everything he can not to say anything. He had his hand covering his mouth. I think that was an instinct to try not to say too
Behave
much.
yourself, behave yourself, behave yourself. Tell him Christmas is over. He's got plenty of time to make up for it. Now Polar Bears pick off a TC advance inside their own zone.
Oops.
Little
Oh my
errant
God,
stick
that
out
is
in the
a trip
middle
all the way
and no
along.
call on the play. I mean,
Holy
it's
moly.
pretty bad when we're lobbying for a penalty against our own team.
That was kind of the definition of tripping right there. We got away with one.
Back inside the TC zone, deep in the corner. Bears now working the puck back up top. They'll send it down into the near side corner. Visa. Rieken now sends it up the far side board, trapped there at the side by the Bears. Back up top on the right side, now sent towards the net. Deflected just wide. Visa for TC. Short pass up to Wiedemeyer. B. Wiedemeyer moving into the Bears zone. Drop pass for Sherman, just off the mark. Robinson able to chip that back down deeper into the Bears zone. Tied up in the corner, Wiedemeyer couldn't quite keep that one trapped up on that far side. Now from the right side, Visa working it low to Wiedemeyer. Centering pass just picked off there by the Bears. Deflected in the corner. Choi now with a little bit of room, trying to move that out front. Couldn't quite connect a pass. Had Robinson coming in on the zone, but not soon enough. Now Choi once more. Below the goal line. Now Robinson looking for that centering pass. Just hit off the side of the net. Couldn't quite connect with Sangchung Pupin. Now the Bears back through center. Chipped it down into the TC zone. Visa tells her to have a seat right inside the TC blue line. Emily Visa now with the puck out of the near side corner. Sends it up the strong side. Kept in by the Polar Bears. From the left side, quick shot in on Samora. She makes the save and holds it for the whistle.
Well, we're going to need some acts of desperation here. We have to take some chances, try to drive the net a little deeper.
Cannot get trapped up in our own zone again. Just under 6 minutes left to go here in the third period. Still a 2-0 lead for the Connecticut Polar Bears. They'll take the face-off win. Shot deflected over to Deckers. With some help from Masiello, they get that out to center. Chipped into the Polar Bear zone. Masiello in pursuit on that forecheck. Bears take it back behind their own net. Now loose puck almost picked up there by Deckers. Bears get that out of trouble. They're back on the move through center into the TC zone here on the left side. Pugh. Shot there from the slot, just wide. Riedlinger now battling for it in the far side corner. Now quick pass out to the slot, deflected up high and out of play.
Yeah, we're able to block those shots. There's two opportunities to get sticks on it, but we need to be driving the net a little bit more at this time of the game, or any time.
We don't need to wait for it, right?
Yeah.
Face off to the left of Samora, deep in the TC zone. Walsh wins that to Riedlinger. Center on to the near side for Mainwaring. Trapped up, has to back it up to Walsh, back behind Samora. Reverse back up the near side board for Mainwaring. Chip back behind the net for Riedlinger. Riedlinger fumbles it a bit back behind the net. Polar Bears take advantage. Now Riedlinger trying to send a pass across, blocked by the Polar Bear player. And finally just sent down the length of the ice. 4:45 left to go in the third. TC has no choice but to ice the puck.
Lexi was looking for a change there.
Face-off will come back down into the TC zone to the right of the puck stopper. Face-off by Walsh. Mainwaring and Chotvic chase out on the wings. Face-off won there by TC. Walsh trying to get that out. And offside as the Polar Bears couldn't quite keep the line.
Four and a half to go here, 2-0. TC in blue, Haley on the dot.
Face off outside the TC zone on the offside call, won by the Polar Bears. Pass sent across over to the right side, Chotvic chase in pursuit, now back behind the TC net. Huang with Walsh battling for that loose puck, scooped up by the Polar Bears. Pass sent out to the middle, shot fired from the far, now loose puck dangerously wide open, but taken by TC. Couldn't quite clear the zone though. Egan now. 14 Colorado sends it across to Huang. Pass picked off there. Trapped up in the corner. Walsh and Huang digging for that puck. Now Walsh wins that battle. Little chip pass sent up to Chotvik's chase. I don't think she was ready for that.
Haley just tossed the player down with a little extra gusto, making friends.
Bears have to regroup just inside their own blue line. TC on the change as well. Pass hit the back of the leg of the Bears player, but into the TC zone nonetheless. Now Kelly scoops up the loose puck at the TC blue line, working her way into the Bears zone. From the near side board, pass sent across, finds Sherman, chipped on net. Save made by the Bears goaltender. Now Sherman short pass to Wiedemeyer from the sharp angle. Save made by the Bears goaltender. Now Visa has a chance, sends it just wide. I think that was deflected. Bears able to clear the zone. Not enough steam for an icing call. Sherman scoops it up 14 Colorado. Long pass up for Wiedemeyer. Had to let it go, tied up on the play. Now Bears on the regroup and a quick move back into the TC zone on the left side. Sent towards the net, taken there by Visa. Now Wiedemeyer looking for some room, trying to get it back into the Polar Bears zone. Decker's in pursuit on the forecheck. Polar Bears back behind their own net. They'll go D to D. Over on the far side. Pass up to the wing. Deflected just out to center. Now Decker's looking to send that deep in the Polar Bear zone. Stop short right there on the sideboard.
You got possession of neutral zone like that, you just can't give it away. You got to take a look.
Trapped up in front of the TC bench. Bears will take back possession. Almost picked off there by Masiello. Now back into the TC zone from the left side. Visa trying to keep that on the outside. Bears still with possession. Now picked up by Masiello. Gets trapped up in the middle from the sharp angle. Good thing that's sent high over the net. Decker's now with it. Long pass. Finds Brennan. Come on, Piper. Get on that horse. Stolen there by the Bears. Now right back into work on the TC zone. Shot from the angle. Turned aside there by Samora. And now Chotvik's chase. Trying to move it up the far side board. Too much snow there in front of the TC bench.
It's too bad that snow got in the way. Otherwise, TC had a head of steam.
1:38 left to go in the game. TC needs to get back into the Bears zone and sustain some pressure.
Look for the goalie to get pulled here.
Now back up to center. Walsh picks off that loose puck, trying to get back into the Bears zone. Chotvik's chase from the left side. Drops it for Pugh. Pugh looking for the shooting lane. Couldn't quite get one in on net. Now Chotvik's chase back up to Riedlinger. Shot sent just wide. Chotvik's chase over on the left side. Back to Pugh. Pugh trades places with Riedlinger from the center now. Sent in on net just wide. Pugh with it once more. 1 minute remaining here in the third period. Now Bears pick up possession of the loose puck, sent down the length of the ice. Icing is the call.
Well, I would expect a time. Load it up, pull the goalie, take a timeout. This is a chance to get one with just under a minute to go. Well, it doesn't look
He's
like
going to
we're
keep
doing
her
that.
in.
I guess this is a tournament kind of showcase.
Yeah, the
so you might
tournament's-
not want another goal
That's
against
true. We
tonight,
may
so-
not want the goal against it. Maybe what's going on here because
51.1 on the clock here in the third period. Face off to the left of the Polar Bears goaltender. Kelly, Sherman, and Wiedemeyer. Visa and Pugh. Face off sent back to the point. Pugh keeps it alive inside the Bears zone. Now Wiedemeyer. Loose puck pushed back down lower by Sherman. Out of the far side corner, Wiedemeyer back up to Pugh. Pugh on the line, back to Wiedemeyer, who was still battling the Bears player over on that far side board. Sent down low, 30 seconds now remaining in the period. Bears with possession inside their own zone. Pass deflected off a skate of Wiedemeyer. Now the Bears out to center. Get it cleared. Pugh gets taken down right in front of the TC bench. Plenty of that this game. Now Wiedemeyer gets through a couple, will settle for the dump in into the Bears zone. They wave off the icing call, and that'll do it. Connecticut Polar Bears pick up the victory 2-0 over Team Colorado. Very close, tight game played against a very solid team in the Bears. Good game here to start this East Coast Wizards showcase.
Well, not the start we wanted, obviously, but it not a blowout, and they managed to stay with him for the first half of that game.
Still a solid performance against a very good, very fast-moving team.
Yeah, I think we
Just keep that going for a little bit.
exactly. We'll keep that going. The next two teams we're going to play are probably going to be a little easier than
Yes.
that based on what we saw.
Absolutely.
So,
Join us again tonight right back here at the Edge Sports Center. We'll be broadcasting live as Team Colorado faces off against the Massachusetts Spitfires. 7 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Mountain Time, and everything in between for all you other time zones. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
all right, well, thanks, Doug. Good job as usual. The voice was good, so you didn't stay up too late.
No, not too bad.